So nature doesn't have to be just all in the boonies, bush, whatever. It could be anywhere. It could be here. My name is Peggy West. I'm from the Takla Lake First Nations. I think it's like ways to use Mother Nature for healing. Basically, again, breathing the air wherever you are, if you're in the boonies, wherever. It can be walking through nature and noticing everything that's growing, the leaves, the rocks, even the paths that you're on or whatever. And so that could be like a nature walk, and noticing the birds or any other animals that you might, maybe squirrels or even grouse or any of those. Lots of times there's streams, rivers, lakes. You're by the lake or whatever, and you can drink the water. You can drink most of the water that are, especially spring water. It's really good for you. And if it's raining outside, you can stand in the rain for healing. And it sometimes we run away from that, but actually it's healing to actually stand in the rain. Another thing to do as part of healing in nature is to sit down under a tree, a big tree or smaller tree or whatever, but just feeling the energy coming from the roots of the tree, or even actually turning around and hugging the tree, and it gives you the energy that lots of times we don't have. You can even do exercises on there. Take off your shoes and feel the ground just on your feet. That's also healing. Even the rocks, anywhere that I've picked up rocks and just held it in my hand, it's healing. Another good way of healing in nature is going in groups or whatever to pick berries, and there's all kinds of berries where I come from. So there's huckleberries and raspberries and strawberries and Saskatoon and soapberries, and so the soapberries actually is a good one that we whip up and make it into like it foams up like ice cream. But we put sugar in there, and when we were kids, we would just eat it like that, just eat it raw. Yeah. So listening to the waves as they hit the shore if you're by a lake. Listening to the wolves howling if you're there overnight, like camping out, and so you could hear all the life going on, the wolves howling at night and crickets and frogs, whatever frogs do. I think there is a lot to do in the bush, even in the winter. Just make a small campfire and make some tea and sit by the fire and have tea, just even to sit by the fire and watch the fire, it is calming. You can, if you have snowshoes or whatever, you can go for a walk with snowshoes in the bush. Or in most of our communities we have lakes, so they go ice fishing. Well, nowadays they have all this skidoos and all kinds of stuff, skis, people can go skiing. I think it's a part of us, maybe. Everything in nature is alive, and of course, a lot of times I grew up at home. I was born on the land. I was born up there, and so those were just part of us. We were part of everything, right? And so I think that's why even nowadays, the traditional foods that we get from there are things that I still eat those. And the stuff that I ate while I was growing up is like moose meat and fish and beaver meat and lynx and so all those we were part of nature. So I think that's why it nurtures us as well, So nature doesn't have to be just all in the boonies, bush, whatever. It could be anywhere. It could be here. It could be, you go for a walk in it, and lots of places to walk around here and then see the new growth. And for whatever reason, especially springtime just makes you feel like you're coming back alive too, as the plants are budding and coming out. It just allows you to experience the energies, I guess, from it. Yeah. When we speak of body, mind, and spirit, it's like this is our physical body, and then the mind is a part of the brain, but it's more about what do we use to think and stuff. And so the spirit, then, I think for me, if we come, like I said, we're part of all this nature already, then obviously they're alive, and that's what keeps us alive too. We have that same spirit within ourselves. Whether you want it to be in your hands or your heart or your lungs or whatever, I think that's what, to me, the spirit of almost like in the Western world they call an aura. You can notice there's an aura around you, and that's your spirit. The plants would just die if you just don't even give it water, right? Same thing for us. If we don't get nurtured, then we would just die, right? Yeah. And so it's important to continue to nurture ourselves by doing any of the stuff that we do wherever we are. Like I said, it doesn't, like lots of us, like I came out of the boonies a long time ago, but I still practice a lot of the ways that I grew up in my younger days. It keeps me connected to that. Like it keeps me connected to all the memories of laying by the lake and looking for rocks all day. I could do that all day, and so even those memories of those, it helps me today. Yeah.